SUNSfan here with SyndereN. GAIMIN Gladiators versus ASTER, best of 3.
I'm vibing in my chair. How about you?
Could have killed that wave very easily.
Yeah.
But Quinn pretty much preventing it, which allows him to just continue to bully.
Yeah, instead of losing the wave, he denies 3 out of 4 creeps with 1 glyph.
That was very strong.
25 and 12 now.
Oh, XXS. I do want to talk about this hero, of course, but first, he might die.
Yeah.
XXS. A couple more. Oh, 1 impetus should be enough. Pops the wand, but it's not nearly enough. Celery with the first blood of the game.
And there's what you wanted for XXS. Not the biggest one, though. I think he wants to make this another...
Yeah. SUMAIL.
Bigger.
Okay, he's going to get Sonic Wave. Not quite able to get Celery, who will walk away. And his ult actually gets canceled as well, as Tofu being a big nuisance here. Sticky Bomb won't hit, but SUMAIL on the other side of the tree. Another trample is up. He can't even find himself a collateral here on Tofu.
Time to... The boys!
Their boys are coming for you.
But for right now, if the fights do break out, I think the Blade Mail and SUMAIL can be very useful, because it makes it harder for GAIMIN to turn on him with their Queen of Pain and their Morph.
Yep. There's a call from XXS showing off the newly picked up Blink. No chop, though.
Maybe you could have bought a Force Staff so you can help teammates out, but usually when Rubik gets Blink, it's because there's something in the game he really wants to steal. Oh, he piped too early.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Doraccio, and he's going to pay the ultimate price as XXS chops him down. Yeah, sure.
Maybe he wants to steal Sonic.
Monet tanking it up here as the blast off from Tofu. Well, he's going to get telekinesis during his TP. Lots of mines doing a considerable amount of damage as Siamese Cat here to help out. The Butler is always available for ASTER. GAIMIN standoff. Something like that.
Why GAIMIN?
I don't know. It's because I like saying his name. Well, Rosh slowly regenning. And it is going to be... He's not actually going anywhere.
Pretending he wants to go home, but...
That was a long leash there.
What do you think is his favorite... What do you think is his actual home, and which one's the summer house?
This one's the summer house. It's daytime. Okay, Monet, he jumps right in. Trying to go for Quinn, who's actually just stuck here, but Monet has to back away despite having the ult now. Quinn able to blink out, trying to finish off the Slark, and they do so with the impetus. Big kill for GAIMIN, but on the other side, they get Doraccio as well from ASTER. So both position 1s are dead. BKB's already popped on the side of ASTER, though. As you can hear the onslaught being queued up, but it's going to be stunned and canceled by the blast off, and now the buyback from Siamese Cat as Quinn continuing to do damage from afar. And XXS looks like he's going to be falling here, although the Butler's coming to save the day. Axes from Ace are going to be too much to withstand, I think. Impetus as well. And Baboka actually blinks right in, wants to fight this apparently. But Ace, or ASTER I should say, just dropping like flies. Baboka falls. Finally, Quinn is taken out by SUMAIL, but that cost him his life in addition.
It is very, very valuable to be a carry going in first.
That is a very good point. Very good point. For once.
Thank you. Good one.
GAIMIN with a 6K lead. They get the tier 2 tower.
I guess they're going to keep this going. They have the Aegis.
Absolutely.
Doraccio rocking the top net worth together with the Beastmaster of Ace. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, the Pine Cone is deep in the bowels of ASTER's base now with that seed shot.
Giving some good info.
So I'm sure they feel confident to go in with the next wave.
I think they did pop their pipe, right? So at the very least, that is used.
And the slow siege continues. SUMAIL jumps back in with the trample, has to pop the BKB after the Hurricane Pike comes out. Roar onto the Enchantress. That's the wrong team, SyndereN. Good effort, though.
Oh, my God. No, he has to ult.
The just don't have enough. Range Rax goes down. Fortification now from ASTER. I think that might have been the second roar of the game. Am I wrong?
It's actually crazy. Despite Ace roaring his own position 5, they still win that fight and get a lane of Rax. Absolutely incredible sabotage was not enough. Agent Ace cannot carry ASTER across the finish line in that team fight. Unfortunate.
I don't know what my eyes deceived me.
I mean, to be fair, Primal Beast and Ench both look pretty similar.
Oh, Monet, he wants to fight despite them losing the racks here.
SUMAIL is just
Is he deep? He's going to onslaught back to the other side. Miscommunication potentially from the team as SUMAIL dies. And now Baboka and Monet have to try to run away, but XXS, he wants to fight again. But will they be able to get away even? I don't think so. Monet just ticks out, and this is not looking good for Aster. GAIMIN just, it feels very uncoordinated. SUMAIL goes in by himself, and XXS goes in by himself.
Yeah, it's
GG's called.
They can't defend. They only have Axe buyback. They'll push this base in 20 seconds without any issues. So very one-sided.
They're not on the same page in these fights. That is very evident.
That's honestly, that's the most disappointing thing about this, is that I actually think Aster in many of their games in this tournament have got themselves into pretty good conditions. We've seen them run over certain laning stages and get big leads.
I do think, though, that the big benefit here is GAIMIN have insane amounts of vision play between the spiders and the traps, and you get the shot and the trap silence. I think it makes Puck's game incredibly difficult, and they do have that instant lift on Rubik, so their catch is not even bad here.
The bad news is Brood might become a big issue for them in general. They've picked the Spirit Breaker as a potential solution here to catch Brood out around on the map, but they don't have the best hero.
Oh, early vacuum.
Nice vacuum.
Siamese Cat making an appearance. The Tombstone is killed by SyndereN. Charge coming from very long away as Monet wants to get Ace a little bit lower, and we see the Blood Grenade Tombstone combo. Baboka will make the connection. Sticky Bomb into the blast off on the 2, but a dodge from Monet technically. They are going to be able to kill off Ace. It cost them Baboka, but Aster obviously happy with this.
That's pretty good.
If it feels good, then maybe 3.
Yeah.
Accelerate, run into Baboka as the 7-minute Wisdom Rune is upon us, and GAIMIN Gladiators get both. That never feels good.
Right,
as the bashes,
Baboka?
Yep, 17% or so they tell me. SyndereN very focused right now on not dying.
Nice try.
But he will
go
down to Baboka.
And took care of that.
I'm sure he got more experience from that Wisdom Rune.
Yeah.
As we have a coil mid, but not a ton of follow-up. And he's just going to snap it, actually.
Yeah.
Not sure what that was about from Aster. SUMAIL. Has to be careful. He's used most of his... Okay. Trap is going to be there. Blast off as well. SUMAIL gets bursted. Didn't have any spells left, but here's a charge from Baboka to try to get a cleanup onto Quinn, and they will do so. So at least they get the trade. Tofu will be going down as well. That's the first time we've seen like an isolated incident there. I'm not sure what happened.
I think SUMAIL might have felt a little bit pressured that he was going to get dove by the TA and he wanted to cover himself and set up the charge. But it just, again, it wasn't clean in its execution. It was a bit too slow. No D-ward here. Nicely done by Aster to cover that with their Spirit Breaker Puck combo and get the kill on SyndereN. Not really sure what the plan is. He went through a ward, by the way, so Aster know exactly what's coming their way.
Yep.
Maybe he's just going there to farm because bottom is too dangerous.
Yeah, SyndereN's been running into a lot of enemies this game.
To really keep that Brood down in this game.
Oh my, Flesh Golem was placed. Tombstone as well, anticipating some sort of a fight here. You have the Rupture. Coil from SUMAIL, who is ruptured. Blast off does finish off Siamese Cat. And the Coil providing a lot of cover. Oh my god, he actually snaps it. Dyrachyo just dies because of it. He's just too fast for his own good.
Did he snap it himself, or did he get Greater bashed out? I think he snapped it.
I think he ran in himself. Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, sure, you keep killing SyndereN, but I don't think he minds the deaths that much because of the bigger picture.
Oh, another strike will be completed, and the bash on top of it. SyndereN gets off a telekinesis and dies again.
He's seriously just, he's just sponging up everything. Like sentries, and you still get good information. You might get a track off before you die. And
charge up top. Ace is getting gone on. XXS has made his way over here along with SUMAIL, so this will be an easy cleanup for Aster. For once, they're not killing SyndereN.
Going Yules against the Spirit Breaker obviously makes a lot of sense here for SyndereN, but he has the Void Stone.
Oh, Baboka found at the gate, and yeah.
Yep, that's a...
Bulldoze won't be enough.
Oh, I'm sure if I wasn't aware that somebody would tell me immediately.
Charge onto Tofu. Baboka. They do have vision. Siamese Cat comes in with that Flesh Golem. XXS as well, but there's the Rupture onto Baboka. The grab ally is there again. Vac wall onto 2. They will kill the Tombstone and Baboka shortly after. Yeah, I guess, well, Berlin Major, I guess it wasn't in the middle of the tournament, but he was standing in theory. Imagine
you're just one of the really, like, you're an iconic Dota player, you go there for fun, for like holiday, you're just there in the crowd, and I was like, oh, SUMAIL's here. Hey, you're kicked. We're getting SUMAIL.
I wouldn't blame him. Tofu getting charged. Tombstone on the cliff right now. Not sure how that interacts with grab ally. We'll get to that in just a moment, of course. Oh, the focus is on SUMAIL, who's silenced right now, but there's the vac wall. SUMAIL's going to live a little bit longer. The charge comes in, does connect onto Quinn. GAIMIN Gladiators lose their techies. They lose Ace, but SUMAIL finally dies after all that focus.
Quinn's
and
not
Quinn getting chased.
Surely.
Yeah, the waveform in from Monet. Double kill for him, so it's a 3-for-1.
Opting to
Smoke from ASTER.
smoke here.
Dyrachyo showing the blood right, so they know that he's probably in this area.
He's been
and
very
might run
quiet
right
this
into
game.
them. He's gonna get bashed up and immediately killed. Big one for ASTER. Looking to at least pressure the top tower
here
a
comes the
bit.
Blood Raged Morph.
And he's gonna get Fade Bolted, which is nice. Minus attack percent damage. Grab ally will be used for some reason. I think he forgot that you could enter it.
What?
I think he was just trying to right-click away. He's just trying to run.
attack his own.
Ace!
Oh,
he's
charged.
gonna get charged. That's gonna cancel the TP despite being BKB'd. Will snap the coil, but now gets Nether struck onto the high ground. Kind of an awkward engagement for ASTER. But the waveform, they have enough mobility to find him. And hey! Yep, Quinn, again, just masterful with those reactions. But we haven't really had a good old-fashioned true team fight yet.
And we really haven't seen much of Bloodseeker. And I mean,
Well, GAIMIN Gladiators, they want to contest this. They smoke, and they are actually somewhat near. Tombstone inside. And you can see SUMAIL is going to pop the smoke. Will they get there in time? Roche is starting to get pretty low. They're actually going to exit the pit for the time being. Quinn jumps in. He wants to take it. He snatches the Aegis. They actually let him do that. SUMAIL does get the cheese. Dyrachyo continuing to chase Monet as Quinn just stuck in the pit perpetually, apparently. Has a Mjolnir applied to him. Now a big blast off on the 4 from Tofu. He pops the mech, but Dyrachyo will fall. That's the first big hero to die for either side. And SyndereN continuing to get chased, but Quinn in a pretty good spot can just right-click from afar. Now in a 1v1 battle with Monet, who turns into the spider. Refraction still active for Quinn. And Monet just has to walk over a bunch of mines. As the reset is here, so only 2 supports dead for ASTER. As GAIMIN Gladiators with the Aegis advantage now.
but still not too bad for ASTER once again. SUMAIL. No coil.
Yep, he's chasing the Aegis Quinn. Charge onto Ace though, as he traverses to the high ground, the waveforming, killing a bunch of these spiders. And they're gonna kill the big spider as well, as Quinn now melded up, but they see him. Aegis goes down. And you'd have to think with the surround that they're going to be able to take him down a second time. So nice job from ASTER as the lead has ballooned to 6K.
You know what kind of hero says let's go? That's Spirit Breaker.
Yep.
That is literally the #1 hero in Dota to rally behind. Just get in there.
Coil.
He has Yules.
Phase shift was stolen. Yules is going to delay things again, but SyndereN. Oh, phase shift again. He's really delaying this.
Phasing. Oh, he almost had another one.
SyndereN will eventually die, and
No
now the
buyback.
buildings start to fall. Quinn not happy, as ASTER will successfully get that and retreat. Still a tier 2 bottom and mid, so
What's your lockdown really, right?
yeah.
You don't truly have a way of keeping them in place very long.
We're gonna have a fight here. A big vacuum wall onto 3 from GAIMIN Gladiators. Quinn is dead. My goodness, they're just stuck here perpetually slow. Finally, the Surge is stolen. To fight this, and I don't see why not. Still with that cheese for Monet. He's gonna get ruptured. They have grab ally, of course. And there's the coil onto several heroes. Dyrachyo pops the BKB. Oh, another beautiful vacuum, but no wall to follow it up with this time. Monet has to pop the cheese this time. Lots of damage being applied to him. The Spirit Breaker does fall. Darkseer was inside the Tombstone. They finally get Monet. As the rest of ASTER now on the run. SUMAIL, do they have the lockdown? They have the silence with the trap. Gets off the Yules. Now he's surrounded. Phase shift.
He doesn't have spells ready.
Mine placed underneath him. He's lifted and brought down. So a successful defense there from GAIMIN Gladiators.
That
Wow.
is maybe the steepest.
Yeah, that's really.
That is extremely steep on the XP. Holy.
Up charge. They're going to catch Tofu right off the bat. He has his grease. We'll be able to get it off. He does, but will die shortly after. Staying alive quite a while.
Decent damage done.
Yep. Rupture is applied, and they delete
Money's
Siamese
rupture.
Cat. It's a 1-for-1. Dyrachyo focusing on the Tombstone. They'll get it, so no grab ally available anymore for ASTER. BKB from Dyrachyo. He's just man-fighting Monet. 1v1. Now the
There's
illusions
the
come
hack.
out. He's trying to get away, but the blood mist is too much. double kill for Dyrachyo, and the rest of Aster likely to try to run away. XSS, did he just blink into that? I think he did, and he will pay the price. But Boca trying to save his teammate. It's like, what are you doing, good sir?
GAIMIN will know what's up.
Yep, Spider scouting things out. GAIMIN are now smoked up. There's the Harpoon initiation from Ace, and you can see the right click. Some big vac wall finally comes in, but BKBs galore. The coil was the follow-up as well. And this is a lot of damage being applied to GAIMIN now. They're still stuck in this area. And that's going to be the death of Quinn. Will have to buy back instantly and get back here to try to get Roche. 3 buybacks, in fact, from GAIMIN Gladiators. Dyrachyo kind of left alone for the time being while his teammates try to reconnect. He pops the BKB, although wasn't actually getting chased. And now the Harpoon comes in from Ace. He's reconnected to this fight. He almost gets insta-given and just dies. Will buy back finally as the Blood Mist doing some damage, but it's not going to be nearly enough as SUMAIL finishes off the triple kill. And the big deal for GAIMIN Gladiators is that Dyrachyo does not have buyback here. With a 7K lead, just where they left off a few minutes ago. Nothing's really changed since then. Another strike from Baboka. SyndereN has a lot of HP because he stole the attribute shift earlier. 3,200 HP Rubik.
That's the Trickster Cloak. Never used it. Do they have gem there? SyndereN died outside the base. No buyback. No buybacks at all, in the as a matter of fact, for GAIMIN Gladiators. They burnt everything on that Rose
Yeah,
fight.
they sure did. Rupture's there. Dyrachyo pops the BKB and wants to fight, walks right into the wall, but a big charge comes out to control Quinn. Dyrachyo kind of left alone to try to get a kill here. Grab ally used onto the Morphling. He's going to walk off the Rupture.
Dyrachyo's mega fast.
And Ace, he's getting pursued in the trees, and the last right click's enough for Monet. Basically a dieback from Ace. And the charge in. Quinn, he's going to get solo coiled by SUMAIL.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under.
Charge onto Quinn. Oh my god, that's a lot of mines on Baboka, but he will live through the day. And now the focus is onto Quinn. Dyrachyo, he gets 1 kill, that's the Aegis. And the silence is just decimating SUMAIL over and over again. Tombstone's placed, wall was placed. And now they're going for the mid set of racks, and this will be mega creeps for Aster.
Not the cleanest from either team here. Gotta say, this has been one of the scrappier games we've had all tournament. Yeah, we're late enough into the game that the Radiant lineup can snowball the fight crazily with the Bloodseekers. So.
Aster, they want to go in here. Charge onto Quinn. Follow up by Monet. He's going to pop the BKB. All the focus is on this TA, but Quinn able to get out. He's fine. And Dyrachyo, he's going to try to go for Monet instead with that Blood Mist activated. They're going to get the sheep off. Is this a dead Morphling? It's going to be close. He gets off the Manta. He's getting harpooned back in by Ace, and they do kill him. Will have the buyback available if he wants to reconnect in this fight. And now the focus is on the big fat cow, which they will eat up. Delicious burger for Dyrachyo and company. XSS, he's going to die as well. It's a 1 for 3 in favor of GAIMIN Gladiators. The Siamese Cat actually able to TP out, and SUMAIL, he's going to get focused, silenced again, and killed again. Have the Aegis.
Like, how are they ever going to come in unannounced, though? Like, do they find it? They might actually find an angle here with no mines.
Okay, they do find SyndereN to start things out. He's pretty tanky, as we've talked about.
Ideal.
Instant sheep onto Morph. Monet will back away for the time being, but triple coil right now. GAIMIN Gladiators seem to be fine. They just fight right here, though, as Baboka getting pounded. Will pop the cheese. Apparently, they gave it to him, and he's going to die. Meanwhile, Dyrachyo on the other side, on top of Monet, the double BKB activated, but the bash is there, and Monet will lose the Aegis. Siamese Cat going down the right clicks of Quinn. That's going to be an easy one for GAIMIN, as they have lost 0 members of their team so far. And there's the Hex onto SUMAIL, the Harpoon back, but he does get the Yules off. Gets the blink as well. Can they actually find him? It doesn't look like it. Charge now onto Dyrachyo. Do they actually want to turn this around, or is this just to try to save SUMAIL?
Yeah, and will Baboka get out from this? Looks like it. Maybe. Maybe
Baboka,
not.
Silenced up.
It's a diebag if they get him here.
Yeah, Harpoon back into the right clicks, down for 2 minutes. Well, who? Okay.
You have full map control. You have 2 cheeses.
Greater Healing Lotus on Baboka. Now, okay, charging onto Dyrachyo.
Nowhere alone.
He's getting the blood right off. Gonna pop the BKB and try to right-click his way through this, but he's not gonna be able to get off the BKB at all, and he's just dead. Are they gonna wait for their 6th Roche?
This is a bit of a heads up. This is how it started.
There's a double damage in the top river as well, but they're not going to see it. Oh, the sheep onto Dyrachyo, the charge to follow, but the counter initiation's coming. Dyrachyo gets saved. That's his second BKB, by the way. Wind Waker's going to save SUMAIL, and it looks like Ace is going to be the first to fall in this engagement. SUMAIL, though, he's disarmed, able to get out just barely. No, he dies and buys back in the game. He'll be back shortly, but Dyrachyo is the big kill. Die back for him. Techies dies as well. Will buy back, and they're next to their fountain with all these mines that they have to sweep. Quinn dies, buys back as well. So now it's a 4 versus 5 in favor of ASTER, still with the double cheese. They get both tier 4s. And the fortification's a little bit too early. Ace now focusing on the Undying. He's going to get surged. And ASTER with a major advantage now. Halberd applied to Monet. Okay, he's actually able to dodge that thanks to the Eulers, but Monet's taking the massive amount of damage to attribute shifting away. But the stolen charge looks like it was canceled. Big waveform comes in. And Monet able to get out in time as well, as Quinn is going to be CC'd for the time being. Still right next to his fountains. Now they can focus the Ancient without having to worry about anything else. And this looks to be the end of game number 2. Finally, as ASTER should take it. And they do.
Oh my
in 64 minutes. Goodness gracious. So, man, okay, that's the most emotion he showed.
There's an actual smile there. Oh my. They really made them work for it, GAIMIN, but it wasn't enough in the end.
I'm not a fan of Templar Assassin right now. Even beyond the Blood Grenade Gossamer Cape, these things. She is too unreliable.
Oh, Ace getting really low in the top lane.
We'll be okay.
But the kinetic field actually holding in Siamese Cat, and Tofu might be able to finish him off, and he does so. Very nicely done. That's first blood for Tofu, despite Ace almost going down.
Big difference maker. Of course, that is one of the things about a hero like Undying. He will.
Oh, Ace, he's dead.
Yep. As a carry. Monet.
Oh, we have some TPs. Glimpse onto Monet. He pops the refraction. Blood Grenade is there to instantly get rid of it. Baboka providing a good amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough to save Monet. So nice kill from GAIMIN Gladiators. They do eventually find Tofu.
When you're losing and losing and losing and losing, when you get that relief of finally finding a win,
yeah,
and maybe a series win, all of a sudden that can start the snowball.
Oh, stolen Tombstone.
I'll get out.
They do get the kill on Baboka, though, as XXS wants to go in very deep. They don't have Glimpse for quite a while, so no way to send them back to Sender. Return to Sender is what I meant to say. That would have been very witty, but instead, 2 supports die, and I look like a moron.
Return to Sender. There goes the tower. Third tower of the game for ASTER.
Yep.
It's really fascinating about just player mentality in general when just this one win that they just got, it feels like they got a little bit more hungry for it, you know?
He wants this kill. Is he going to get it? Dyrachyo able to time walk away. Now SUMAIL will left with very little mana. He does have the Lotus Flower, trying to bait Dyrachyo in, but is it the other way around? It looks like that is the case, as SUMAIL will eventually be brought down. Can he get something out of it? No.
All right, SUMAIL is a little bit too hungry.
I've been there before, about 20 minutes ago, before I scarfed down that pizza. It looks like a shorter time walk than
I think he just time walked for a little bit of heal after fighting that Wild Wing, and he wanted to save the Midas for the next creep.
I know what he did. Oh, the zip on in. Ace, he's going to be able to get his ult off. Static Storm Kinetic Field is there.
From his own teammate, though.
XXS, yeah, nobody's actually walking into that as a result, and XXS is going to get dropped. So first death here for ASTER. Well, it's not often you see this many members of both teams on the tier 1 top. Dyrachyo, he wants to go in, has the Chronosphere. He gets it off onto 3, but what's the follow-up? Quinn does have Sonic Wave, reserving it for the very end. Still not that much damage done, and Dyrachyo is just going to get killed by the casual attacks from Monet. Quinn gets sent back. We'll get 1 kill. And we'll be able to blink.
Here comes SUMAIL.
Away. Big zip in from SUMAIL. Focusing on Tofu first, then Quinn next. 3 dead for GAIMIN Gladiators, and all they get is a Snapfire.
And this shitty t-shirt. Oh, are they going to C-cell? No, well. No. Now they might. Uh-oh.
They see him.
Spaghetti-O. Well, he's going to know there's a ward now, because there's no other way they would find him there.
For Monet.
Oh, nice little snack. Yeah, definitely a couple of good items coming up for GAIMIN Gladiators, but I still think the biggest challenge is getting access to the fight correctly. You want your Lycan to go and kill Rubik. You want your Lycan to go and kill Snapfire. So I think Ace needs to make slot for a Dust.
Oh, the zip on in. SUMAIL wants to go for Tofu. The disruptor, definitely a problem. He gets off the Glimmer Cape and he's too far away from any vision to be able to pursue any further. Celery, though, easily taken out.
Dying. And of course, I mean, not ruling out the possibility of just assassinating a core. Like, the damage is definitely there if they combine all their spells from the side of ASTER. And GAIMIN Gladiators, do they have any good saves? They don't have Grab Ally.
Baboka showing himself. Darasha does not want to go for him all alone. Instead, he's going to be the one to initiate. Amma gets off his BKB. Still has the Chrono available, but he's taking so much damage from Monet. Finally, a Sonic Wave comes out, just barely clips Baboka. That's the only kill so far for GAIMIN. SUMAIL completely out of mana, but still holding on to that cheese. And a Chronosphere still being held on to as well. There's the glimpse back into the Static Storm. Chrono onto three heroes. The Timber Saw is definitely dead. What more can they get? Monet, again, still with the Aegis. So they're going to focus on SUMAIL first.
Oh, Darachio died!
But Darachio somehow dies there. Ace will have to try to TP out, but he's going to get Yules in the midst of the TP. Blast off connecting. That's not a blast off center. There's no techies in this game. The Cookie connects onto two. And now Quinn silenced up, forced to try to right-click his way out of it. But it ain't happening.
Holy shit, that was such an that was a godly Chrono, and it still wasn't enough there. People will stare, and then they will stare some more.
Darachio
looking for info here.
He is. Shivas is gonna spot him. Gets off his time dilation. We'll take a right click from Monet.
Okay.
XXS, okay, getting blocked in by the creeps. Will kill both wolves.
Very inconsequential Hex from Quinn here.
You can hear the death howl. Oh, nice telekinesis onto the Void. Do they have enough damage? The Sonic Wave is going to buy him a little bit of time. Past the BKB. Time Walk gets all his HP back. And there's the Chronosphere. They're being able to take out the Timber Saw on the outskirts of it. But now the focus is on Monet. But the stolen Chronosphere with the actual follow-up from Baboka. But it's not nearly enough. 2 dead already for ASTER. They have the buyback now. As SUMAIL finally can try to focus on the Disruptor. He's really had a hard-on for Tofu all game long. He's going to buy back in the game. There's 3 buybacks now from ASTER's side. Darachio going to kite a bit with that shard of his. Time Walk. There's the Sheep. This will be a dieback if they're able to get it. Half HP on Monet, but Darachio, he gains a lot of his HP back. He's just bouncing all over the place. And Quinn, he's the one in trouble now, but SUMAIL is out of mana, and finally the Timber Chain comes in and chops Quinn's head off. And I think with that, GAIMIN Gladiators might try to back. But knowing Darachio, you never know if that's actually true. He time walks in, gets controlled, silenced, stunned, destroyed. Right on cue. Now they're gonna turn their sights to Ace. Triple kill for XXS.
I mean, if ASTER find a pick on anyone, they just evaporate.
Yep.
I feel like even Darachio could technically die.
XXS trying to initiate in. SUMAIL goes in really deep. He's gonna zip onto the other side as the focus is on Ace, but he turns into the Wolf. As Baboka gonna use the Yules as Darachio trying to find a good Chrono here, but can only get a right click onto one hero as SUMAIL looking for an opening still, but not really finding anything. And now XXS is all alone and surrounded. Sonic Wave is there, but the cheese keeps him alive despite him being inside this Static Storm kinetic field combo. Pops the Shivas for the second time this fight. SUMAIL goes in really deep, but there is the Chrono. SUMAIL is dead, the stolen Chrono, but there's not going to be any follow-up. They've lost 2 very valuable heroes who both buy back in the game. SUMAIL now with full HP, full mana. Darachio, triple kill. Very disgusting. I mean, he was really patient with that Chronosphere.
Yeah. I'm not sure how exactly you organize that with your inventory. I think at this point you just swap out your treads for it. SUMAIL? That's not SUMAIL, that's Quinn. Unlucky.
Baboka!
Yeah. Because if you swap out your treads for Nullifier now, you can jump and burst the Disruptor, right? Like, the problem they're having is that they... Okay.
Oh, Quinn! That's the real Quinn, SyndereN. He's going to have to buy back instantly, along with the Snapfire.
All right.
SUMAIL pretty low on mana, though. And Tofu on the outskirts. Zorda used his Static Storm, though. Glimpse onto XXS. Stuck inside the kinetic field, but the Timber Chain to safety. There's a Chronosphere onto 2, but Monet's still doing a lot of damage from the outskirts. They're able to take out the Rubik. XXS is next. He's extremely low, will finally go down. And now Baboka, who just bought back in the game, is also going to get killed. So a dieback for him.
That's 2.
2 diebacks.
Here we go. Good
The
luck,
high ground
Aster.
they attempt.
3v5.
Time dilation on Monet. Yeah, they still got plenty of time to do massive damage to these buildings. I don't think they'll have enough time to do like a throne play. And the zip in from
Nice
SUMAIL.
BKB.
The A, okay, has the Agnum Scepter. And the
Not so nice,
Chronosphere
Chrono.
completely misses. That's not what you want to see if you're a GAIMIN Gladiators fan. But the Rubik, well, gets off the Glimmer. Actually, time walks back into the fountain and then back again. And he's going to die as a result. And there's the Static Storm on top of SUMAIL. And he's going to get attacked into the grave. 120 seconds of no Storm Spirit. And that means the buildings will fall in GAIMIN Gladiators' favor. Careful. And Quinn's gonna jump in with the Shiva, still has that Aegis to work with. They're all stuck in the kinetic field essentially. Now they're targeting onto Monet, but he's able to blink into the fountain. XXS, who just spawned, now getting targeted. Monet back with the glimpse into the kinetic field. Rapier will fall. And Dyrachyo is the one to claim that one. And that is it. GG's called. GAIMIN Gladiators win a very close series.
Yeah, they get there in the end. I don't think GAIMIN Gladiators are going to be fully satisfied with how things went today.